Welcome back to the Off Nerd Podcast. I'm your main host, Kyle, along with my co-host, Andrew.
Hello.
Today's episode is going to be gaming and gaming news, and me and him have been playing a game pretty steadily through for the last 2 weeks.
I gotta say, I'm really glad you said today was gaming, because I was really confused. I was here to talk about movies.
Yeah, okay.
What? We have been playing a game, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It is, in fact, the sequel to a sequel of Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
Is it? Because there's parts of it that are... There's stuff reminiscing from 2, and there's stuff reminiscing from 1.
Well,
so
2 still took place in the same world as 1. It was just really long after.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if it was like...
They're all in the same world.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all... When one of the statements in 3 is go towards the big sword, you know it's in the same world as 2 and 1.
Yeah, but there were also that weird thing that they said they've been showing throughout the game is the weird spheres of like distortion that kind of zap away.
Oh, the annihilations.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I thought maybe that's what the world is, like the original worlds from that are being annihilated and just compositing into a world.
I have a feeling that they didn't really invest that much into it. I really think it's just the same world.
We'll see.
It feels like it.
We'll see.
So Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I like it. I like it very much. I think it has the same problem 1 and 2 did, which was, hey, check out this 10-hour tutorial made for people that have never played a video game before, which is a weird way to make a tutorial for what is essentially a hardcore JRPG.
Yes.
That's very weird, in my opinion. It's just so odd that they built the opening of the game under the idea that it was going to be somebody's first video game.
There is people who just pick it up on the
That's true. There is a tutorial at the very beginning of the game. Did you notice the accessory tutorial happens twice?
Yes.
Yeah. Also, for a tutorial that tells you about accessories, it fails to inform you that sometimes certain accessories will have an icon by them that is the preferred accessory for that class.
Yeah.
Just fails to tell you that across 2 of the same tutorial.
I figured it out for myself when I was like, there's a logo by this.
All right. This is a game that tells you the specific buttons to press on the menu that are already listed on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
So the fact that they just omit something is worrisome for me. It's worrisome. Like, there's an enemy. Okay, I got to ask you a question. In the open world, there are enemies that have a red question or a red exclamation point above them. What are those?
That did explain that in one of the tutorials.
Which one?
What
are the red exclamations?
I kill
it and they don't do anything special.
No, it's not about killing them.
Do I have to talk to it?
No, like the squirrels, if they have their exclamation mark and they start running, you follow them and they dig up rare items.
Like these are giant snakes. So
snakes, they throw up meat.
Oh, that would explain why they throw up meat.
Yeah. The exclamation marks means they're going to do some kind of...
They have an event.
Yeah,
they have a little event. Okay.
They have a little mini event.
Also,
that was explained right after you get Ouroboros and you start to walk down that hill.
Okay. So I also got to say, the lucky life, the sparkly life, I have gotten less drops from those, and they're not rare.
Great. Yeah,
they're terrible.
Yeah.
Well, the lucky part ones are opposite. Like, I don't know if there's a bug there, which I'll get into that. I've had some bugs. I've had some pretty gnarly bugs. But it's so weird that the lucky enemies, that in the tutorial, they're like, oh, they'll drop all this extra stuff. They don't drop anything.
Yeah, right.
It's terrible. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, I really like it. It has a very slow start like every other Xenoblade game. And I have some issues with... I like Xenoblade Chronicle 2's world a bit more. I like the fact that there are cities and it's very colorful right off the bat. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a dark game, both in color palette and just in storyline. It is grim right off the bat.
Yeah, it's very grim. It's very dark. The very color tone dark.
It is.
But I will say, because you were like, I didn't like the map. I was like...
No. All right, I want to be very clear. You keep talking about, the map's really big. I don't care that it's really big.
No.
I like that it looks interesting. And in the very beginning of the game, all that looks interesting is the color brown.
Yes. As you explore, because that's what I spent most of my day doing today, was grinding levels and experience and finding hidden locations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the hidden locations that are really, really pretty. And I think that's where they put their art assets into.
Okay.
Like everything's very generic till you hit like the really high
I'm
points.
in chapter 3 and I'm in the expansive part. I'm working on the second hero, which I like that concept, the hero stuff. I like that. And it has gotten a lot better, and I can in the distance see like cool environments and
or
stuff.
like the colony from all the way across the map.
Yeah,
It's a little speck, and
that's cool. It's just, boy, is the opening like 8 hours of the game just the color brown in different shapes.
yes.
And that was a bit of a bummer. The story is infinitely better than 2's, which was just anime trash.
Yeah. I'm in between on the story for 3.
What did you think of 2's story?
I liked. Let me put it like this: 2's story was very generic anime,
It was incredibly generic anime.
but I feel like the characters as a whole in that game were more expressive and more.
Of course they were expressive. Half the time they're going, huh?
Yes.
What?
No, but I'm saying like just the main characters, Pyrrha and them, they all had like more personalities than some of the characters in 3. Like,
Well, yeah, the personalities in 3 are tough man, tough woman,
when,
guy who has feelings, and stupid little napons or whatever they're called.
well, first of all, we have nerd guy who barely emotes anything, which
Are you
is
talking about
fine.
Tyon?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, nerd guy.
And now chapter 3 is mainly about him. Now it's starting to get.
I noticed that. I did appreciate that for Xenoblade doesn't do a lot of black characters at all. Usually, think of the first Xenoblade. All right.
That's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
They just made a guy who looked like Hulk Hogan and had a gun sword.
When Tyon showed up, I was like, there are black people in this world. I did not realize that. Look at Monolith Soft.
I mean, in Xenoblade Chronicles 1, if you think about it, all the Mechonis people are.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there, Kyle.
They're all dull color grays and
we're not doing
colors.
that. We're not doing that. I appreciated. It's still kind of weird that the black people only show up on the other side. Like they're not on your side.
know.
They're on
Like,
the enemy side.
Yeah, like it's weird. I did notice that though, like because there was a couple of people in the Mechonis in the first one that kind of was like they look pretty ethnic.
2, I don't remember anybody in 2 that wasn't just white or a cat girl.
Yeah, white or a cat girl. That was the standard default.
So I like that the story isn't. I am particularly sensitive to anime. I don't like anime, and the fact that I enjoy the Xenoblade 3 story is perfectly fine. It's not anime, and I appreciate that. It is stereotypical. It's full of stereotypes. The characters are stereotypes. Man who feels feelings. Man who is tough. Tiny annoying sidekick. Like they are incredible stereotypes. But I appreciate that the overall story is something more appealing to me in general.
That's fair. Now I like how you're just crapping all over 2.
I liked 2.
As you say, I remember all the texts. Like I love 2. 2's so great. I've been grinding 2. 2.
No.
I know.
2 had a really good world. It had a really enjoyable world. A lot of its systems worked well. There were some ones that didn't. The gacha mechanic was really funky. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, you didn't have to pay anything. And
I think it was something they tried to try out to see how it worked. And
it felt really good when you got like the max star one. You're like, yeah, gambling is fun. Let's go to Vegas.
Yeah.
But I liked 2 outside of the very anime story where you could predict pretty much every single thing that was going to happen.
I mean, you could predict everything that's going on with this one so far, too.
Well, the one thing you told me about, I didn't predict that. I mean, it fits in the themes of the story. I mean, the game is all about, like, Mobius and Ouroboros. And for those listening at home, Ouroboros is a snake that eats its tail. That is a symbol of infinity. And Mobius is a one-dimensional shape, which is also a symbol of infinity. Yeah. So the theme possibly could be recurrence or infinity.
Yes. For me, I kind of started figuring out because what we talked about before the show, some of the plot points I already got at the very beginning cutscene when it started going over everything like I told you.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that's right off the bat not going to be like, as soon as they're like, there's 2 nations at war and all they know is war. The answer is probably they're at war for reasons that aren't involving either of them.
Yeah.
They are actually not enemies.
They're just kind of like hamsters on a wheel.
Yeah, they're just there for entertainment. Yeah, there's no way. It had a lot of like there's a lot of overtones there to a lot of different types of media. Like there was an Outer Limits episode similar to that. You could argue that there's a link there to something 1984-esque with the idea of an Everwar. Yeah. And it's made clear in all of the media that they're referencing that the Everwar is usually fake. It's usually made up. There's not really a reason for it to occur.
Usually someone shady in the back controlling everything, putting both sides against each other because they're profiting off it some way.
Correct.
Somehow.
Or they're benefiting from control.
Yeah.
Controlling people.
There's always some kind of shady dude in the back.
Exactly. So now, that was a given, right?
Yes. I mean, yes, that's always, and every game there's always been something like that.
Yeah.
It's a JRPG, so there's always some shady dude in the background. But
in this case it's shady theater.
I just really, I don't know. I don't connect with the characters as much. I don't feel like they're written as well.
I have a tip for you. I think I know how to make it better. You know those like anime eye filters you can get on like Snapchat and stuff?
Yeah, no.
Just watch the cutscenes.
No, but I meant like Noah, the main character.
Boring man with feelings?
Yes, boring man with feelings.
Yeah, that's his role.
That's his motif.
Boring man with feelings.
But he's like so
boring?
Yeah, like just empathetic, doesn't say anything. Just
dude plays a flute. He's bad.
Killing's wrong.
Like he's
like when other characters like killing's wrong, they're at least, feeling emotion toward it, like, hey, killing's bad and I don't like it. He's just like,
all right,
killing's wrong.
There's like one cutscene where he does raise his voice a little bit.
For like 1 second, then he's like back to melancholy.
I'm pretty sure he apologized to everyone after.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the cat girl.
The cat who's the same cat girl from 2. Looks exactly the same as the cat girl from 2.
Where she's like, I just want to live life, and life's going to be great. Great, great life. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts, because I'm going to die.
Yeah, there's nerdy man. Then there's
nerdy, emotionless man.
Yeah. Then there's strong but small person.
Strong but small girl who's really powerful for no reason.
Exactly.
Physically powerful.
Yeah. Then there's large man who is tough.
And strong, but not as strong as the tiny girl.
Yes, correct. And then there is lady who is tough. She doesn't really have that different of a personality.
No. Yeah.
Like her personality is
generic tough girl.
Yeah.
But as we get into chapter 3, because I'm only a little bit further than you storyline wise.
Yeah.
She starts to develop.
All right.
A little bit.
If you were where I am, you would know that Uni is completely bland and not anything at all. But you're saying she develops later, right?
A little bit.
Whoa, hold on. Is it possible that in a Xenoblade game, the characters develop over time? No, answer the question.
Yes, but they feel like cardboard paper cutout people that we learn about things, but they're not. Everything you learn about them so far is nothing like this makes them their own character. Like
they're badly written. I understand that they are vehicles for an overarching plot.
Exactly.
So in Xenoblade 2, Xenoblade 3 takes a different tact to the way they do the story and the plot versus 2. And it's not...
And 1.
But in 2 is just the one the more recent in my memory. So in 2, it's very much about those characters. The plot in the game is happening to them. They are the saviors of the world. The bad guys are coming specifically for them because of who they are, they themselves.
Yes.
In 3, it's not like that.
You are just some schmoes that got thrown into a situation.
Correct.
And,
and the bad guys aren't coming for you so much as they're just kind of annoyed by you. And
well, no, they're coming for you now because you got the secret power by accident.
The secret power of
by accident
being able to. But no, it was fate. It was clearly fate that guy could press that button on that stone,
right?
So that you could turn into a mecha.
Yeah.
That was their special fated power, was having two people turn into a giant robot.
That have to be from opposing clans.
Yes.
They have to be. Like, that's the whole they have to be opposites. Which is...
That's actually pretty amusing. Because if you think about it, it's more than likely that power has always existed. and they have to be from opposing clans because they were united at one time.
Yes. And then on top of it, how they did the order of pairings was really funny. As soon as I saw, I was like, all right, my main team has 2 guys, 1 girl. And then I was like, my other 6 people are showing up at some point, and I'm assuming they're the opposite team because they were all dressed in white in the showings.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, here we go. As soon as I see their team, I was like, I guarantee it's going to be 2 girls and 1 guy.
Yeah, sounds
and then it pairs off guy, girl,
Yeah.
which is fine, whatever. But it was just really like
forced.
It was
and very forced. Yeah.
And now they're forcing these relationships between these people, like they're
like
the only two that I felt like actually have any decent chemistry.
The 2 Nopons.
No.
Yeah,
they're
agree,
awesome.
Kyle.
No, they're actually by far they're the most enjoyable Nopons.
All right, why does one have an afro?
Because they always have to have one with an afro.
Was there one in
And
it?
he's got a super elegant, regal voice, too.
He does. He does have a very good voice. They're all so annoying. And when I heard Riku, the one Nopon, they're called Nopons, right?
Nopons, yes.
As soon as I heard him talk, he's like, why? All right, this game didn't go for an obnoxious voice actor for the Nopon. This is unique. Then they introduced the other Nopon.
Who's a regular Nopon?
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Non-regal.
Yeah.
Annoying.
That was
So
Manana, right?
Yeah.
Manana. All right.
I like
Manana.
So but like I said, none of the characters really, well, let me put it like this. I'll say 4 out of the 6 have actual chemistry.
Okay.
Strong guy and strong girl.
Yep.
They actually have decent chemistry. Like, whoa, you can lift things, I can lift things. Let's lift things together.
I've actually seen relationships that are less developed than that.
Yes. What I'm saying is, like, as far as like chemistry in the game of them interacting with each other,
I agree.
They actually have actual interactions because they're like, she's like, I'm about this life, and you're like, this is cool. Let me try your weapon, and we try each other's weapons, and this is awesome.
I bet they tried.
Yeah. But then you get into
Emotionless man?
boring emotional guy and cat girl.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas they have a really, like, they have some chemistry of like, we both feel feelings and we know killing's kind of not right, so we want to figure out more.
I appreciate how you say that. We know killing is kind of not right.
But they do it anyway, so what does it matter?
Well, they have to survive.
Right? Like, they have some chemistry, like, he's trying to...
He's boring, she's a cat girl. What more do you need?
Yeah, he's boring, she's a cat girl. He's trying to regard her feelings even though she's about to die, so, like...
I don't think she's really about to die. I don't think that's accurate.
I mean, when they hit 10 years, they just die.
I don't think that's legit.
You think it's a force thing? Like,
so
when they make it 10 years, they dissolve them?
I think the queen dissolved that girl in the opening cutscene.
I'm not against that, because I haven't quite seen enough, but everything was lean to that they...
The game does seem to insinuate that they do only have a 10-year lifespan, but I'm kind of expecting that to be a twist.
Like a falsehood.
Because the guy, the human, the old dude, Guernica, he's like, this is how your life's supposed to be. You're supposed to get old. And I took that as kind of as a statement that maybe that they're just killing them at 10.
Yeah.
Or there's some, like, that tattoo is killing them or something.
Yes, something.
By the way, this is something I have to address, and it's very important. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was a very sleazy game. All right? It was an incredibly sleazy game.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
it wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was not. There
were nipple straps, okay?
Whoop-de-doo.
I'm just saying. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 eschews that completely until I was playing the game. I'm like, this is great. I don't have to be ashamed to have this on the TV at any point. And then Ethel shows up. And
she's not even that... Let's be fair. She's not even that bad.
No.
But she's definitely an outstanding character in that.
So
outstanding as in she's an outlier. Like, she's extremely noticeable compared to all the other characters.
The thing that tips you off right away. So Ethel is a regal character. In the game, she has a lot of respect for doing the right thing, being ethical and moral.
She's one of the best soldiers in the army.
And of course, she has a Power Girl style breast window in her outfit.
Yeah.
And of course, every character in either the Kavisi or the Agnes, the 2 warring states, have a tattoo that tells you how long you have to live. Can anybody guess where Ethel's tattoo may be placed? And where the game points the camera at and draws your eye to? If you guessed right on her cleavage, you guessed correctly.
You did it.
You nailed it. And I guarantee that someone at Monolith Soft was like, look, we need this to happen. You saw 2, and now you're restricting us. Give us something.
Yes. Because I was like as we were going through this, I was like, man, there is. Usually by now, there's always some bimbo chick showing up or something by now. Even just for a cutscene, there goes Ethel. I was like, now, the disappointing part of that character is her name's Ethel.
Look, all right, gotta be completely fair. They don't really ever address in Xenoblade why they have, like, standard names, do they?
No.
Like, there's gotta be a Joe somewhere around there.
But it's so weird, though. You got, like, let's see.
Ethel is a weird name.
Yeah, like, let's go down the characters
What's
right there.
her name in Japanese?
I have no idea.
Those names gotta be different.
Ethel.
Don't even start that. Don't even start.
But Andrew,
they got to be different, right? They're not just the same
they're
names.
the same.
Oh,
Because
really?
Shulk, yes, because Shulk is still Shulk no matter what translation.
Well, okay, Shulk's a weird name.
Yeah, but I'm saying what cracked me up is like,
is Duncan's the same? Rex is the same. All of them are.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like it's so weird because
Ethel's just a really odd choice.
Well, there's also Noah, Ethel. And then what we got?
Was there
Lands.
Is there going to be a Moses and a Ruth? Like, what are we doing here?
Betsy.
Betsy, yeah.
Edith. I hope there's an Edith somewhere. But I thought this one was weird. I was like, man, they're really chonking out some weird casual names in a JRPG because usually it's like you said, like Dunban, which is not a normal name.
Dunban, yeah.
Shulk and
Shulk is not a
normal name. But I'm saying for this universe, like
Shulk sounds like when you choke on something.
Or Uni or
I think Uni may
Mio.
actually be a British name.
Yeah, Uni or Mio or Tyon.
Tyon is a name I have never heard.
But I'm saying for those are more like those are your standard Japanese anime.
Well,
names.
That's actually a good question. Is Tyon an actual name from some culture I'm not aware of?
No, and then all of a sudden they're like Noah, Ethel.
Well, you see, Kyle, Noah is bringing all of his compatriots on an arc with him.
You're right.
To survive what is the flooding of the world by war.
Oh my god, I really hope that's the end plot twist, because I would laugh.
It probably will be.
Yeah, probably.
100%. One thing I really like about Xenoblade, we've talked a lot about the story and the world, but I actually very much like the systems.
Yes, the combat system,
much better than 2. I think it's much better than 2.
Much better than 2. It's reminiscent of 1.
Yeah, it is reminiscent of 1. I do really like how your Kavisi classes and your Agnes classes work completely different, and I think that's fantastic.
But when you start merging the abilities, they work so good.
Right.
Because the Fencer ability with some of the...
I love the Fencer. Fencer's great.
It's so good.
It is.
Now, one of my disappointments in this is the class cap at 10 with the very limited abilities.
So yeah, apparently from what the game states in the tutorials, eventually you'll be able to get those to 20 or 30. There's side quests to unlock the caps for classes.
Okay.
They say that in the class tutorial.
Okay.
That 10 is the initial cap, and later on, you can do quests to unlock the caps for your classes.
Okay. That'll make life better.
Yes, because if you notice, on some of the classes it says, here are your rank 20 rewards. How do you get to rank 20 if there's a rank 10 cap?
That's fair.
So, yes, eventually at some point you can uncap them. It is very annoying, though, especially when you cap classes, because the Agnes characters are always behind the Kavisi characters, you cap the Kavisi classes first, and then the Agnes characters catch up.
Actually, mine are all pretty around the same.
All my Kavisi's capped, but I couldn't switch a lot of their roles because otherwise I'd drop below the 2 recommendation for each class type. And I have found that if you start doing that, it gets hairy real quick.
The 2 I have that are behind are Uni and Tyon. And the reason why they're behind is because...
Yeah, I was going to say, why is your Uni behind? She's with you from the start of the game.
Yes, but her class switching was behind because I leveled up classes so fast with Noah and the rest of them.
Mm-hmm. You can use Nopon coins. That's what I ended up doing to get my classes to even out.
Oh, well, I really didn't need to do that because I grind a lot, so I was grinding a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But I level 10'd all the offensive and defensive class because I was like, oh, Noah's going to switch over to this guy's, and this guy's going to switch over to Noah's, and they're just going to flip-flop back and forth. And all I did was flip Uni and Ty on, and then they maxed out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well,
oh, crap.
I unlocked all these other classes that are not support classes, so I need to keep doing that. But now I only have 2 guys that can do support recently.
Something I find kind of annoying and in the game's mechanics is very early on they're like, oh, make sure everybody has you have the right number of roles, it makes an effective party. And then when you start unlocking hero classes, it's like, maybe you want to put as many of that hero class in your party as you can in order to unlock it faster on other people. And I'm like, no, you just told me to stay in the role sets. But, I mean, Fencer is so good. Like, Swordmaster is terrible compared to Fencer. I don't even understand why Swordmaster is an option. You should delete it. Keep Fencer.
Yeah, right?
Fencer does insane amounts of damage. And it does bleed.
Yes.
Like, as soon as I swapped Node over to Fencer, game got way easier.
Yes. Now, one of the things I noticed is the good old break topple days combo is still the best combo in the game.
It is. It hands down the best combo in the game. And I gotta say, I still find that thing a little bit boring because it's just break topple days. break topple days. Break topple days. Then just use your superpowers. Like,
yeah, right?
Like, just hit. I do appreciate the fact that I can just become a mech whenever I want. I like that.
I was worried it was going to be some stupid system.
It's like, oh, hey, a squirrel is attacking me. Time to turn into a giant robot.
So now the other thing I'm struggling with that is, though, because the 2 of the abilities only work best when you're at Interlink level 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how to get higher Interlink levels.
So, from what I can tell, I also don't know, but I have seen a level 2 once.
Yeah, so have I.
In a fight where I turned in my mech 2 times. I think it might be turning into your mech repeatedly levels up your interlink.
Okay.
During the same fight.
Okay.
I believe that may be it.
The new chain attack thing.
I like it. I still don't get it, but I like it.
Oh, it's super easy. So
I know healers can't get you past the break bar.
Yes, I can.
What? They cap at 99%.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
The reason why they only cap at that is if you're using a different ability set. See, I learned it real quick because it didn't really explain it very well in the tutorial. The way it works is when you pick somebody, if they have the icon of like support character, the support characters will give you bonuses to that. They get extra points to every time you use their thing. So
why is it whenever I pick a green character, does it say point limit reached and then lock at 99%?
I don't know because I haven't figured that one out yet because I've hit 200 on support. And then I get everybody back.
In the tutorial, it says the green labeled characters can't go above 99%.
I've had it happen because
there's some issue with green character. So remember that it's not just the class they have; they actually also have an innate type.
Yes,
like Tyon and Uni are healers.
Yes,
they're the green characters.
Yes, but what I'm saying, when you choose them, if you use other green characters during that, it adds on to the. So you have to use less characters per round.
Yeah, that's the goal, is to use less characters per round.
Because
I've gotten to 3. I've gotten to 3 order executions.
I've hit 4 all the time. I hit because it also matters. And the other thing they don't really tell you is your positioning also super matters. Like when you're picking out your attacks.
Yeah.
Like if you're to the side, you have a side break thing.
You want to use that.
You want to use that because that'll get you more points. And your position, like they didn't really tell you about that either.
I was going to say, every time I do a chain attack, it's always the top icon that's like shimmering.
Because that's the first one you get with the double abilities, the fusion abilities.
Oh, okay.
Because when you unlock the second set, which you should be about right now, you're at level 20, right?
Well, I have a second set already on the other side.
So when you look at them, they'll be glowing too.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say only one glows on the other side.
Yeah, because you have both the tops and then you both the middles and then both the lowers. Because
they're called bottoms.
Haha. So because I noticed that at first too until I unlocked the second tier of the middle abilities for the Then it shows both of them glowing.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
I'm level like 23, I think.
Yeah,
I know. You're partially fused with infinity.
I'm at 40
but
now.
chain attacks, I mean, I've successfully used them,
Yes.
and I appreciate that they still overkill, so you can get tons of extra XP.
Yes.
I greatly appreciate.
Yes,
that.
I love that. I used it one time at the very beginning of a battle and overkilled it in the first hit, and I was like, they're like, keep going. I was like, okay.
Screw you, random ground squirrel.
500,000 points of damage.
Right.
Woo!
I like the combat mechanics a lot. They cleaned up a lot of the stuff that kind of made it boring. Although some of the classes are still kind of boring. The Rings Defender class that Mio has is such a boring class.
It is a boring class.
Like Lance's is better.
Is better, but it is also very boring.
Yeah, they haven't figured out how to make a fun tank yet.
Yes.
Although there's like 20 other classes, so I mean,
there's 20 other classes, but they're slightly different of the regular classes. Like the Fencer class it's
an offensive class.
It's an offensive class.
It's an attacker, I believe it's called.
Yes, and it's very,
but it's way better.
It's way better because the abilities work a little bit. Like every ability works a little bit different with that class.
I was gonna say it's Swordmaster, right?
Spencer.
No. The first attacker class.
First attacker is Swordmaster.
Yeah, that class is terrible. Like
no, it's not. It's good.
It's not that good.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Yes, it is. I love that.
I didn't hear what you said, Kyle.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm ducking. I love that class. It's decent. I know, my first slip up. It had to happen or sooner or later. Apologies. But I love that class. I actually, because it's got the sword break, it's very reminiscent of Shulk's class.
I don't have it. I don't care about your Shulk, Kyle. I don't care about your Shulk. It's boring.
It is. It's not. The Gunner class is cool though.
The Gunner class is cool. Wait, which Gunner?
Hero.
Is it the Valdi?
No.
Oh, okay. It's one I must have not encountered then.
No,
yet.
It's one of the side ones that you.
Okay, yeah. I'm working on Valdi right now.
Yes.
I don't know what class that is.
That's a support class. It's a
support. Okay.
It's a healing gunner. It's
I heal you with bullets.
Pretty much, yeah.
That is. I mean, that's a stereotype. There's
as you get through there, you find another when you go to find and he's the stereotype gun guy who has like the mask and the cape, and he kind of looks like Reaper from Overwatch. Yeah, except for he's like a cross between that and Kakashi. So he looks like Reaper all the way up till you get to his head. Then he's got the ninja mask and the eye patch.
Who's Kakashi?
From Naruto.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, he's got the eye patch and stuff, and his whole shtick is just gun stuff. And it's actually a really cool class because the way it works is the more consecutive hits you make, the stronger your attacks become.
I like that. That's pretty cool.
As long as you don't take an attack in the meantime. So, two of the main abilities take away aggro, because every time you attack somebody, you increase your aggro.
Also, use the anti-aggro gems.
The one is when you hit a person, it completely eliminates aggro for a period of time.
When you shoot someone, it eliminates aggro.
Yeah, it's really cool. Very high damage output character.
I really like the gem system. Although the one problem I have is I don't know where to get more gemstones. I used all the initial gemstones. Where do you get more gemstones at?
I don't know. I never used gemstone.
Why don't you use gemstones?
I just use the part components and the ether.
You know every gem craft requires one gemstone, right?
Oh. Mm-hmm.
You get like 25 to start with.
Oh, well. I didn't know that.
Now you do. And that's half the battle, actually.
And for me, there's only six out of the 25 you can get? Or is there more?
It's 15. Isn't there 3 rows?
No, 4. There's 4. There's attacker, defender, healer.
Oh, yeah, that's orange.
Orange.
Yeah, okay. All right. 25.
Yeah, generic keys. I only have 6, and I'm only going to invest in the 6 that I need.
I mean, the health one is hands down the best one.
The increased healing and the high percentage of when you res. Those are the 2 you need.
But my people don't die, Kyle.
Look, my people get knocked over once in a while.
The cancel one is pretty good, too. The plus 20% damage to the next start after you cancel.
Okay.
That one's pretty good for Fencer.
Yeah, I could see that. And I like how they did canceling attacks now.
Yeah,
it's a lot better than the other thing where you had to time it before you hit.
Yep.
Now, if you time it in the middle of your hit, you still get the damage from your basic attack, and you get the damage from the art.
And there's a gem that makes that window even longer. And I'm pretty sure if you max that gem out, it's pretty much you can cancel an attack after you've already done like 3 attacks.
Yeah, because I was trying to get the timing down for the sky slice from the Swordmaster class.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not doing any damage, and I'm canceling before I even hit. And then I waited till you hit, and as soon as you hear the hit noise,
cancel.
You hit it, and it still stacks on the damage for the basic attack. Plus, it triples up the damage for. So I'm like, okay, this is way better.
And it recharges your abilities a lot faster as well.
So I'm really looking at this game now. Can I ask you a question, Andrew?
No.
Too bad.
I could choose, right?
No.
This is a free country.
Nope. You're getting a question. Why do you play with the sound off?
Just to tell you.
Your husband told me that you play with no sound on. You play a game with no sound on, and you skip every cutscene. So
No. I do not skip every cutscene. That is a lie. I play a lot of games I've played before on the TV, so I skip cutscenes I've already seen.
Okay.
Xenoblade, I don't generally skip cutscenes unless it is one of the stupid cutscenes of like putting down a ladder, opening a chest.
Oh, okay.
I don't need to see those.
Or the generic talk ones that are like, let's talk about nothing.
Yeah, like the ones where you can hit like A and go through the dialogue, I can read pretty fast. So it may look like I'm
Well, your husband was pretty frustrated because your husband can't read that fast.
That's probably accurate.
So
why do I play with the sound off? Because I don't care. I really don't care. And I find it more amusing that it just drives him up the wall more than anything.
Okay. So it's for the troll. Okay.
Also, I just generally, I can play either way. I play games on my computer without my headphones on and no sound.
I can't.
Like, if I'm playing like a multiplayer game where I need the sound, yeah, I'll wear my headphones.
See, I hate not playing with sound because it takes me out of the game. And then it makes it... I try to put myself in the... Like, immerse myself in the game so, like, all the...
Like
the
Shark Dating Simulator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, like, Resident Evil 8. I think if I'd play it like you would, it would ruin the game.
No. I played Resident Evil 8 with sound on.
Okay.
I did not, because hearing the enemies is a big part of that game.
Okay. So it's this game. I can see where you don't really need the sound because it's
just
the same banter over and over again.
Random flute music. I'm good. If I wanted to hear flutes, I'd go.
Cheetah hates the game.
She hates the game.
She hates it.
Because
number one.
Because it's anime.
Not because it's anime.
Okay.
Number one, she hates the English accent.
So I will point out that it is actually a mix of Welsh, and I think there's some New Zealand in there.
Oh, and there's also some Irish. There's an Irish character, like heavy. Like, they sound like they're about 2 drinks away from being the slurring Irishman. And it's funny. But she hates it.
I've always wondered why they used, like UK sphere accents.
I don't know. That's every game.
Yeah,
every
game. It's every single game.
They don't hire actual English Americans.
English Americans? What are you trying to say?
I was trying to put...
Kyle,
I was going to say English-speaking people, but English people speak English, so
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to fix what I was going to say and made it sound...
Kyle, the answer is no. I don't know what you mean. I'm worried now. I'm very worried.
But,
don't...
No, those games they've always used.
They have. They've always used people from
the
like
UK.
The British sphere of influence.
Yes.
Like I said, New Zealand. I haven't heard an Australian accent anywhere in there, but there's Welsh.
No, there is. There is Australian, but that is, I think, still in 1.
Is it in 1?
Yes.
Okay.
One of the dudes is like clearly Australian.
Right, that's fair. But they use people from that sphere. So I've always found that weird. I don't know why. There is no one else with any other accent. So it seems to indicate that this is once again a world where Britain colonized it and then just forgot about it.
Right.
Or something. Although the suspicious lack of gin and tonics that's what.
To jump back on the story though, one of the things I've noticed with all 3 games is there's always that key turning point.
Oh, where the Xenoblade is?
No, but like, like most games
where they start chronicling.
I hate you. No, where they just kind of flip flop like everything you're led to believe is a lie, the twist, the plot twist. There's always the plot twist. I don't like how they're handling this one because it's way too obvious.
Or is it?
No, it is.
Or is
no,
it?
It's going to be very generic.
Or is
like the first one, it was very well done.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was things that led to like your main character friend. She when she died, you knew she was going to come back as a robot because the one robot looked exactly like the guy who died earlier in the thing, and you're like, okay, so they're turning people into robots. As soon as they revealed that, I was like, all right, she's going to come back as a robot. The other dude's a robot. All right, got it.
Yeah.
But the twist they did was like the Hyentia were turning into the creatures to become part of the Mechonis's immune system.
You're an English speaker.
Yes. Become the Bionis's immune system.
Yeah.
That was a really cool twist that you didn't see coming.
Mm-hmm.
The whole fact that the Bionis was the evil one was a very well done thing because it made it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You see some hints, like you knew they were fighting for a reason, but you never knew exactly what the reason was. Mm-hmm. And then everything made you lead to believe that the Mechonis is attacking you. The Mechonis was attacking you.
Yeah.
But it never really, like, why are they attacking you? And then it's like, this is why, because the Bionis was evil.
Yeah.
And it was trying to stop this from going nuts.
So I really liked the big twist in 2 where you found out that the redhead was blonde. That was such an amazing twist. They hit it super well.
Yeah.
Hit it
so well, she was another chick all entirely. And then they become one chick. And then they become back to being 2 different chicks. And then they get married to the one guy.
Yeah. That twist, that came out of nowhere. There were no hints that she would ever dye her hair or anything like that. Or
I don't think there was too much of a twist in...
No, there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
There was not. There wasn't a real big twist in 2. All the twists in 2 were like, this is supposed to be something significant. And you were like, I knew this.
Yeah.
Everyone
the biggest
knows
twist
this.
Was like, the one chick's actually a weapon.
The biggest twist was they actually had on dresses that didn't reveal everything. That was the biggest twist.
Except for the bunny chick.
Oh, God, no.
And the best part is she was like one of the best characters in the game.
Yeah, right, she was.
As far as I remember, 2 didn't really have a big plot twist.
So maybe they're just inspired by 2. Or there is a twist coming, and you just don't know what it could be.
See, the problem is they're hinting so hard that there's a twist. And this is the 3rd game of theirs plays, and you've played them enough to know that they don't work that hard in the story. They never have.
You're right.
The hardest they ever worked was the first one. And
I actually think the hardest work they ever put in a Xenoblade game was getting those nipple straps in 2 to line up to the point where they didn't get an M rating.
Right. So
that was the hardest work anyone ever did. I imagine that guy in front of his computer doing the modeling, and there's like 40 people behind him watching his every move. And he's like moving the strap by inch by inch, and everyone's like, no, not there. Go back a little bit.
You madman. So I just feel like once I got to the part I told you about and what they showed, I'm like, all right, so they just, like they did with Outlast 2 and some other games where they put in a little side piece to try to create intrigue, but it blows the whole story out of the water.
That's fair. I actually prefer a jump off instead of a side piece in this case.
Yes.
For games.
Yes, I know what you mean. I know. But when it goes off, you want it to just go off instead of trying to like, let's kind of reveal something, but we're going to reveal a small piece, but unfortunately that small piece is the big piece.
I was going to say, so for Xenoblade 3, there's one of 2 options here. Either there's going to be a giant twist that they really didn't hint about at all, or they've already played their hand. They're just gonna treat all the big twists.
They blew their load.
Revolutionary, when in reality you already knew it.
Yes.
I really hope that when they do the twist, there's a tutorial screen that pops up to explain the twist.
I'm really kind of over twists. And the tutorials, mainly tutorials. I could deal with twists more.
I appreciate that you cannot skip any of the tutorials. It's just not possible. It's like you're going to press X on this screen or you're never going to continue this
I know.
game.
I hated the beginning tutorials when they're like, go to menu. I want to pause so I can go to the bathroom. No, go to menu. Press X. Now exit the menu. But I want to, since I'm already here, I might as well customize my other characters. Nope.
Kyle, you're playing on a Switch, right?
Yes.
You know you can pause just by hitting the home button, right?
Yes.
You can pause literally any game by doing
But I'm just saying, like, it's just so, like, you are doing it the way it tells you to do it. So that's one of the downsides.
I am looking forward to getting more time in it over the weekend. You can yell at me.
Well, you're gonna probably be if I get the time I need in tomorrow to play it, I'm gonna be far enough ahead of you.
I was like, I beat it. Like I'm good.
Well, there's only 8 chapters.
Oh, there's only 8 chapters.
Yes,
I did not know that. I assume chapter 3 is big though.
I'm assuming they're gonna do what they did with like 1, where the first 2 chapters were kind of short,
and then they had the bigger, much.
Then
bigger
like
chapters.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just started dragging on.
Yeah. Well, 2 did that too. But 2 also had 19 chapters, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So, but there were some chapters in 2 that were super long. There were some chapters that were like a boss fight. So, I assume it's the same setup. With only 8 chapters, I would hope that some of the chapters are super long.
Yes.
And I did look at the DLC, and they're already selling that expansion pass, and one of the packs is already out. And you know what it is? It's skins and items.
Yes.
Woo.
They did that with 2.
I know, but
they always do that, and I don't know why.
They're actually releasing a Torna-sized expansion, but it doesn't come out until next December 2023.
Yeah, like they did with the first one, like we did with number 2.
Don't you keep telling me that. Let me complain.
Point out the obvious. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I looked at that. So I'm hoping the game is as long as 2. I would hope it is. Even with 8 chapters, I hope they're very long chapters.
And so far, I'm still running chapter 3, and I've been on it for a while. But I also did a bunch of side quests.
Well, I think the intention is to do the side quests. I mean, a lot of people.
Well, they're mandatory. Some of them are mandatory.
Well, then they're not side quests. Like I'm going to point out, like Elden Ring is a game that took me 60 hours to complete, but in reality, you can beat Elden Ring in like 5 hours if you just do the things you need to do. Like. Somebody once took a map of Elden Ring, which I don't know if you've actually seen the Elden Ring map. It is gigantic.
Yes.
And somebody drew a line, which was the actual line you need to take to get to an ending of the game. And it's like 5% of the map. It's just like it's a straight line from where you spawn. It goes north, and then it goes a little bit north and east, and it's super short. Like, you don't have to go that far. You only have to kill, like, 6 bosses?
You mean like Zelda Wind Waker?
Yeah.
I mean, not Wind Waker.
Not Wind Waker.
What is it?
I know
Wild,
what you're talking
about.
English speaker.
I can't think of the name all of a sudden.
It's all right.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. You can go to Ganon right from the beginning in that one.
You'll get mulched, but...
Not if you're good.
Yeah.
Get good, Kyle. Get good.
So
yeah, I like Xenoblade. I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to getting more time on it. I think it's a good game, even for the faults that it may have. It's buggy. It's actually kind of buggy. I hit a couple situations where I had to restart the game to get the little guide to show back up, the little quest guide. It just wouldn't appear. And then I'd restart the game, and it was back.
I told you about the problem I was having.
Yeah, in the same place that you were. The guide took me the right way. Like, it took me to the little hole in the wall that you said you missed.
Yeah.
Like, the guy just went up the little ramp and went through the hole.
Mine didn't show up.
Exactly, because it's bugged. Like, it just
so
bugs.
It happens.
So I've also had enemies that were attacking me that spawned 10 feet underground that I could still hit.
No, I didn't get that one.
I got a crab that spawned underground.
Nice.
And I killed it, and all of its stuff just popped out of the earth itself. It was amusing.
So, with our last 10-ish minutes, let's talk about some other news and stuff that we've... they revealed more at Monday? No, not Monday. Wednesday. They had a Pokemon...
Yesterday? Yeah, there was the Pokemon thing with the Doe-Dog.
Yes. The Doe-Dog...
Which
and
is adorable.
The Poison Whopper. The Whooper.
No, we're talking about the Doe-Dog.
Yeah.
What's his name? Like Ferdo?
No. It's like Fido. I think it's Fido.
Fido. Yeah, okay,
Fido.
Right. Yeah.
So
that's like the best Pokemon they've made in ages.
Yeah.
I will go on the record and say it is the best Pokemon they've made in ages. It is a dog made out of dough.
And its name is Fido. Oh.
Kyle, it is in fact adorable.
Shut up.
It is adorable.
So
that's a day one buy.
I'm going to go over that real quick. So they announced a bunch of stuff I don't care about. Pokemon Unite.
Who cares about Pokemon Unite? So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet look good. Open world, you can tackle the gyms in any order. It's Spain or Mexico. Which one is it?
One of the two.
Well, they're very distinct, actually.
It's one of the two.
I
But
can't remember.
I originally, when they first showed it, seemed like Mexico, but as it goes on, it seems like Spain because some of the stuff they're showing is a very Aztec motif, which would be Mexico.
It
that
would
area.
be Latin America.
Yeah. But then other parts of it are very Spain-esque. So I don't know where they're going.
Would you call it Spanish?
Yes. So the best thing I saw was the legendaries. They're both rideable legendaries.
Yeah.
They both have wheels on their chest. But only the one actually uses the wheels as wheels.
What's the other one use the wheels?
It runs. It just runs. It has the wheels on its chest and it just starts running.
That's actually better. That's actually better than I want this game now.
I was like, and I saw a meme. I was like, "What's the point of it having wheels on its chest if it's going to run?"
Are you wheel shaming?
Yes.
How dare you
I'll
wheel shame
shame
that
all I
Pokemon?
want.
It can run if it wants to. It can use the wheel if it wants to.
And it super doesn't. It just starts running on all fours and it cracks me up.
I mean,
I'm going to play it for you while we talk.
Okay.
And they also revealed the new gimmick for this time around, which is that crystal.
Yeah, the crystal form.
Terranizing or whatever it's called. It's interesting. It looks like it's just a different spin-off of the Mega Evolution.
Yep. Also, regional variants are back.
Yes.
I saw that. And the area's name is Paldea?
Yeah, Paldea.
Paldea. As a flower.
The graphics look amazing.
They look really good.
It's very more detailed. It's very smooth.
I'm very curious to see what the frame rate is like on the Switch.
Yeah, we're going to see.
5 frames per second. Corridon and Miradon.
Yeah, Miradon actually uses its wheels. Corridon just runs. Watch.
Yep,
See? Watch. Here it goes. It's funny. It's weird. And then they grow wings and fly.
That's so odd. I do like that they're open world, though.
Yes.
Like, that's great. And you can climb and fly and drive or run.
See, but here's my thing. What I'm concerned about with it now is that you're only ever going to, well, never mind. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I remember playing Pokemon. All I ever used was the bike until I absolutely didn't have to.
Well, now you can use your legs because you're running.
Your
wheels.
You're not
going to be allowed to use the bike if you're in the Pokemon Scarlet.
Yes. So
I'm picking up Violet. I'm definitely going to pick up Violet.
Oh, I hate you.
Why? I
want Violet.
I want Violet.
I want Violet.
You know we can both buy Violet.
We could, but then it's going to be really dumb. Because we won't be able to get
I'll trade you this thing that you can just get at Violet.
Right. So, there's that.
Arcanine.
There's some cool looking stuff.
It looks good. It looks very good.
What else did they have announced recently?
Title update 1 for Monster Hunter. That's going to be next Wednesday.
Yeah, let's not talk about that because I haven't played it since.
Oh, so there are monsters that you?
No, I'm actually kind of disappointed in that.
There's a sun you break.
I'm hoping when we get back from this vacation we're taking this weekend that I can actually get to playing that after I beat Xenoblade.
The professor's name is Turo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
all right.
What else? What else was going on? Oh, they announced a RoboCop game, an open world RoboCop game.
Why do we care about this?
I love RoboCop.
RoboCop 1 and 2, right? Not 3.
3 was terrible. 3 was terrible, but I still watch it.
What was your opinion on the Sci-Fi Channel show?
Oh.
That's the true test here.
I have such fond memories of it and how bad it was.
It's bad. It's bad. It's a bad show.
But I watched it.
It's fair.
And I'm probably going to rewatch it now.
No, you don't need to do that. No one needs to do that.
But they
so
got...
do you play a RoboCop?
Yeah, you play as
Peter
Murphy.
Weller, RoboCop?
Yes, and he's voicing it.
Peter Weller's still alive?
Yeah, he's still kicking.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh.
He was in Snowpiercer, too. He was just recently in a movie. Snowpiercer, that came out like a couple years ago.
God, that came out like 10 years ago.
Did it?
Yes.
Is Peter Weller still alive?
I didn't know he was. Granted, I don't really keep up with Peter Weller.
I love Peter Weller.
Well, he's great. He's Buckaroo Banzai. Hey,
also,
it's movie time now. It's movie time.
And he was also the evil starship captain in
Still waiting.
The new Star Trek. When they rebooted the Star Trek series, he was the evil captain in the second one, Into the Darkness, with Benedict Cumberbatch.
I don't remember
Yeah, he's alive. He's still kicking.
Oh, okay, cool.
He's
who's making
75.
Who's making the robot?
I don't remember, but it looks almost. I thought it was like I thought it was Ghostwire Tokyo 2. Because it was all the same graphic styles, the map styles, everything.
RoboCop versus Japanese spirits.
Come with me, or there will be trouble. So
cease and desist.
So
Robo-chan.
So I think it's the same studio.
That's Bethesda. That's Tango Gameworks. Cannot be Tango Gameworks.
Let me look.
I mean, Bethesda is making the Indiana Jones game, so maybe. I can't wait for the Indiana Jones game where, because it's made by Bethesda, actual main Bethesda, you're going to flick Indy's whip and it's going to actually teleport you 30 feet back and then just for some reason delete your save game. It's always a new adventure with Indiana Jones.
It releases June 2023.
Who's making it?
I'm working on it.
Are you a native English reader, Kyle?
No, I'm just the websites are really stupid.
Dumb website and it's dumb website face.
Hold on.
I have all the time in the world, and by that I mean 4 minutes. But anyways, I've actually been playing. I've been playing Monster Hunter again. On a lark, I got the PC version. I've been trying that out, and I've been playing Switch Axe. Taeon? Who is Taeon?
I don't know. But the graphics...
Be some budget shovelware there.
Yeah, well, it looks good.
Poor Peter Weller. He must be on hard
No,
times.
it does look really good, though.
It's fair. But, yeah, I've been playing some Monster Hunter. I just got to HR 7.
No, so you're quitting on us to replay and...
I mean, I picked up Monster Hunter and Sunbreak for PC for the same price as I bought Sunbreak for the Switch. So I was like, I might as well just try it out. I still have it for the Switch. It's fine. But I've been trying the Switch X, and boy, is that super fun.
Yeah, it can be.
It is really enjoyable. And they added a counter in Sunbreak.
Yeah,
there's a counter skill that charges your file instantly.
Yeah, all the new skills are really cool.
I appreciate that Longsword now just gets an automatic counter that does more damage.
Yeah, because it didn't need to be any better.
Yeah, Longsword's been the best game in best weapon in every Monster Hunter. And Capcom is like, yeah, just make it better.
What else we got going on coming up? I'm not touching Digimon now.
You don't want to survive?
No,
Digimon?
it's getting review bombed, and
what's wrong with it?
It's more or less a visual novel that kind of sometimes plays like
I don't see any problem here.
Tactical RPG, and it's really disjointed. Everyone's saying it's really rough to play.
Okay, but you can survive it.
Yeah, no, I got better games to play.
Shark Dating Simulator.
Yes.
Yeah. What else, Kyle?
I'm trying to think what else coming up. We have Resident Evil coming up.
The DLC?
Yes.
Yeah, that's coming in the fall, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we have
I'm excited for that.
4, the remake.
Yeah, back in March. I am super excited for that because 4 is behind Village as my favorite Resident Evil game. I actually think Village is my favorite.
And then I got to see some of the Lady Dimitrescu gameplay.
The Mercenaries gameplay?
Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't wait.
Kyle, we need to talk about something else. We need to talk about something else immediately.
But yeah, that's...
You had your eye on anything else coming up?
Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm getting Violet.
Shut up. Not really. I have to relook at my list of games, but most of the ones that I was super excited about already came out, and either were so mediocre I'm not going to waste the money on them, or I'm playing them.
Oh, that's fair. I'm trying to think of other things that I've been playing lately. I got Xenoblade, so I don't have to touch Sonic anymore. Thankfully.
Yeah, until you have to finish it.
Don't you put that on me. Don't you put that on me.
Don't you put that curse on me, Ricky Bobby. But yeah, so that's pretty much our time. So we'll call a show at this one. This was actually a very not rambling episode.
This was the Xenoblade
episode. Yes.
This was the Xenoblade.
And I'm going to work on some new editing things. I'm going to put clips of the game into our video.
Oh,
so
that'll be
we'll
great.
be able to see. So actually get some motion in it.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes.
All right. Yeah, I'm on top of that.
All right.
Make sure you get every single cut where I talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 2's super perviness.
I will. All right. Have a good night.
Later, everybody.